There is a connection between scalp inflammatory problems and gut health, and in this part of the video I will show you what you need to understand on how the gut health can impact your scalp inflammation and basically what you need to do to address this problem. So here is an example of leaky gut conditions, and we have two pictures here. So on the left side we have normal gut, on the right side we have leaky gut conditions. And if you look at the picture of normal gut, you can see that there are multiple things that are very different compared to the gut that has problems. So first of all, we can see this mucus lining is like a gel type liquid lining that is on top of gut lining, and you can see that it is something that looks clear and fluid, right? And then you have junctions beneath there, and those junctions are tied together. They are tied together, right? And that what it does, it helps to prevent food particles, bad bacteria, toxins, viruses get into the bloodstream, right? So this is how healthy gut looks like. But if there are leaky gut conditions, what happens is that mucus lining is broken, right? You can see in the pictures here it gets broken, and the junctions itself become loose, right? So they become loose and wide. And what happens as a result, like a consequence of it, is that the food particles, viruses, bad bacteria, toxins, all of them can start to leak into the bloodstream, which again causes there is more issues, for example, with skin reactions in terms of scalp inflammatory problems or inflammation in general, and also in terms of immune responses, for example, and it can cause immune diseases and different immune conditions. But this is something that is important to work on and address, right? Because it is a problem, and for example, if you are having gut health problems, or leaky gut issues, it doesn't have to be severe, but it still can be a problem, and that can again cause that, for example, treatment is not going to work, or you will have more DHT sensitivity, or you have more shedding, for example, other immune problems that is occurring, and this is something that has to be addressed. And in terms of addressing it, so first of all, you have to address mucus lining, right? So you have to have foods, for example, and supplements that helps to rebuild mucus lining, and also you need to be sure that the foods you are having, they are not compromising that lining, that it helps actually to repair it, to heal it, and rebuild it. And same with those junctions, right? You can see the junctions itself, they become inflamed in leaky gut conditions, right? So you have to reduce that inflammation, and you also have to make sure that you are addressing, for example, food sensitivities, right? This is also important. And then you also want to be sure that you're addressing, for example, bad bacteria, addressing toxins, for example, and getting a good gut biome with good bacteria. You get enough foods that are helping you to have a good gut biome, and feeds a good bacteria with fiber, for example, right type of fiber. Like those things are very important, right? And the severity of those gut issues would also, like it is individual, right? And timeline, how long it would take to recover the gut itself would depend on severity of the problems, right? And also how diligent are you to address them. But it is something that is fully possible to address, because I did have leaky gut conditions myself in 2011, 2012. I was dealing with them for a long time, but I was able to fix it. And by fixing my leaky gut issues, I was able to fix my scalp inflammation, right? And basically, when you have fixed your scalp inflammation, the treatment becomes so much more effective in terms of getting results, in terms of seeing less hair fall, for example, in terms of having issues that could be preventing the treatment of working properly. And if you solve those problems, then you can have much better effect from treatment, and of course, overall health. So this is my take on it. And additionally, like if you do repair the gut lining and you make your gut strong, then you can also have foods that is right now trigger foods, right? So for example, for me in the past, when I would have bread, for example, or if I would have, let's say, some sweets or sugary foods, for example, they would cause a lot of inflammation for me. Like what I would notice that I would have a redness on my scalp, I would have a tension on my scalp, I would have itchiness, burning sensation on my scalp, but those things are not a problem anymore after I healed my gut, right? So now I can have some foods, for example, some processed foods, bread, sugary foods, I can have them, and it's not going to cause issue for me. But in the past, when I had leaky gut issues, it was a huge problem. So my point here is that it is possible to recover from those problems, and it is possible to readjust and re-add foods in the diet that previously was a problem, but if your gut is healthy, you can still have them. So that's my take on it, and